Here we go. Just trying to place that so you can see the sun. Yeah, we're going to do a little bit of reading. How are you? Awesome. We are going to continue our full read with human personality. Which one? Okay. All right, hold on. You want to start a different full read on that? Okay. One moment. Can you hear that? Okay, good. Yeah, no, that's okay that it's not for you, I guess. Right. Well, people hear a lot of things, right? People can hear a lot of things. They might hear noises, voices, radio ads. Sometimes a TV commercial comes on and they just make that beer look so nice and good and cold. You want to get up and go get one, don't you? Right, now you can choose to act or not act, right? Now if you were to see someone, wow, they just killed someone, that looks fun, I think I'll go do that. Right, it takes some kind of awareness to know, yeah, it's okay if I go get myself a beer. Right, if you're already drunk, and to get there you need to drink and drive, now you're making a bad decision. Now it's not a good decision. And it doesn't matter whether you saw a TV ad or not, right? If you go to get a beer and you're drinking and driving, you can say, it looked so good on the TV and I just wanted to come get one. It doesn't matter. You can't drink and drive, and you're an adult and you should have known that, right? So you took a chance and you lost. So you should face those consequences, knowing you did the wrong thing. It's not the cop's fault. Whether or not you feel like they had a reason to pull you over, you can argue that all day, right? Right now, if you go and you murder someone because you saw it on the TV, you heard voices in your head. See, no matter what, whether it's voices in your head or something on the TV. Right now, if it's voices in your head and you don't know that that's normal to hear stuff, yeah, sometimes you might pick up a frequency. Could be your own thoughts, I know. Have you ever been in those tripped out states and your heightened senses? You can almost hear the grass growing. Right. So when people don't understand those things and it just happens to them out of nowhere, they have other beliefs put upon it. Someone told them if they hear voices, they're possessed by the devil, so don't tell anyone that. They don't know what to put to it. They get confused. Maybe they think they're possessed too. Are they supposed to listen to the voices? Well, I mean, if it's just like a TV ad and they understand that that's a normal human symptom, yeah, it is. To have auditory and visual hallucinations, that is a normal human symptom. It's when people's beliefs don't know what to put to it and they think they're possessed or they got to listen to what the voices tell them to do. Yeah, that's when it gets a little freaky and scary to a lot of us. And then when we see people not addressing those things and they're just checking boxes, they hear voices, they're schizophrenic, medicate them. Oh, they're not medicated, scary, watch them. Oh, they're not letting us medicate them. Right? I know. And then they try to attack the people who are trying to stop them from medicating people, because we're out here with those crazy fucks that don't know what the voices are, that don't know any better, that think just because they saw it on Facebook or on a movie, they can use that as an excuse as to why they thought it was okay. Yeah, they have a lot of psycho parents over the years that have been trying to get rid of basketballs and guns, and as opposed to just teaching proper education, they throw fits and stomp their feet and scare people, right, and tell them that the world is crazy, nobody cares, it's a free-for-all. They scare them. They make them think it's okay. And then they want them to be psycho. and act out of sorts, because then they can say, see, you should have medicated him. Right, and if they were medicated, then they find another reason, right? It's because of the bullies were being mean, right? Someone egged them on. They showed him a Facebook. Oh, okay. Right, so how many years have we been dealing with this to the point where, yeah, we're watching Congress talk about aliens and NASA. Corbell was on there. It was a big fucking joke to a lot of people. Right, you got mothers on there talking to Zuckerberg. My daughter killed themselves and it's your fault. And it's like, we're just watching this parade. The vaccines are dangerous? I had no idea. It's so fucking pathetic and stupid what you people are doing. So I really hope that the proper authorities do what they're supposed to do to help these children. Unfucking believable, huh? It's really simple stuff to understand. And when you see these cases over and over again, we just watched another one where that woman, she's psycho, she's sitting there laughing, right? Working with the state. She hears voices. They have her heavily medicated. So is anyone explaining to her that hearing voices is a natural human symptom, and we pick up frequencies sometimes, and you shouldn't really let it bother you too much? Right, some people get the tendinitis symptoms. They don't hear voices at all. It's just like, I know, for some it'll drive them nuts, huh? That sound of silence. These are really simple, easy things to understand. Right. It's as like smoke gets in your eyes. Okay, so we can't make the smoke go away, so. You know, smog, you deal with it the best you can, right? I know people try. You try to limit emissions. Hey, okay, you know what? It's getting too smoggy. You want to pipe it down over there? Those factories? Okay, just move them over there. See, now the people are happy over there. Less smog, and now where there's more smog, hey! People are starting to complain over here now. How about, instead of just continuing to move, can we employ enough of them and make them feel as though that the smog is, the benefits outweigh the costs, right? A lot of them work at the factory, they depend on it. Right, you can tell, we're not talking about smog, you get that, right? Yeah, what is the smog in your neck of the woods? Is it drugs? Sometimes it switches up, right? It goes from the drugs to, save the battered women, the veterans, the transgender stuff, your sovereign rights, what they do to the Indians. Oh, it's under that fucking school, you motherfuckers. Right, this shit's getting so fucking old. Anyways, my name is Mary. We're at the Governor Hill Mansion in Augusta, Maine, and I have 4 children here. And we are hoping that the proper authorities drop their fucking bullshit. You sick fucking activists and pieces of shit druggies around here that have been playing your games and protecting these punks for whatever fucking reason is disgusting. And we were sick of it by 2010. We were beyond fucking sick of it. And we'd lost some good people. One of the best people that I know in this world. One of the people that I have had the most love for in this world. Just because they had so much love. When someone is so loving and caring and funny and honest, and they put people's safety first, like human safety, they don't deal with any bullshit. They call it out when they see it. And they do it in a nice way, too, right? They're not mean. They don't belittle people. They just try to say, hey. You think that's a little wrong, don't you? You gotta know that's a little distasteful, right? Yeah, and it's so sad when you see over the years a lot of those good people, private investigators and doctors that have been killed and disappeared around here. And the sick fucking druggies and pieces of shit activists and nasty, snobby, entitled, greedy, nasty fucking people that want to try to tell their recovery stories and act all charitable. Look at what you fucking pigs were doing back between 2008 and 2013. It's all documented, you fucking pieces of shit. So I really hope the proper authorities do what they're supposed to do to help these children, because we could really care less about all your vindictive games. We really don't fucking care. Eat shit and die. I hope they get you and your retarded kids. And I hope they give you exactly what you deserve. I do. I hope they put a fucking bullet right between your eyes. And I hope they turn you upside down. And they tie you to a fucking pole. And they shove shit down your throat. And they torch your fucking asses. I hope and pray that that happens to these sick fucking punks that have fucked and tortured our children and gotten away with killing innocent people. I really do. And at the same time, I don't. You know, it seems a bit, does it seem too harsh? Yeah, when you start to think about the pain and the torture they're doing to these young kids that can't stand up for themselves, just even the menial teasing, how sick and disgusting that is. But then when you understand the pain and the torture, the treatments that they get, and how your tax dollars are paying for it, people never want to fucking look at it. They want to think that they're helping them and that they're not paying for them to get fucked and tortured by these punks. Yeah, I think you need to wake the fuck up. And the child and animal pornography that they make, and they make it look Russian and Chinese and Middle Eastern. And then they have these fucking goons and idiots that are protecting them for other things, making fake shit. Right? Oh, everyone's a child molester. Yeah. When you look back around to Pizzagate, what was happening with the left and the right, Norm Macdonald and Bill Burr, just think about it. Okay? Robert De Niro, Bob Saget, Roseanne, Little House on the Prairie, The Gilberts, The View. You people are fucking sick. Shut your fucking trap holes. And keep squawking. The least you could do, whether you're squawking or being silent, is just kind of point. Can you just at least point at the fucking facts and go, hey, look over there and look at the fucking facts, as opposed to trying to ignore it and laugh at us and cast it off as conspiracy? Because we know the truth. And hopefully you understand how traumatizing it is. Actually very traumatizing to people in these positions. They usually snap and kill themselves, or they snap and kill other people sometimes. Not usually, though. I mean, if you're at that level of awareness, yeah, you're not going to take innocent lives. I mean, you might be so saddened that you take yourself out. I'm pretty sure that's what happened with the private investigator. He was really sad. He was being cheated on by someone he loved and cared about. He tried telling my parents. Yeah, he was literally standing right over there. And he was trying to tell them. And they didn't want to listen. And when he saw how sick and demented and lost they were, I saw that look on his face. I tried telling him, you're in the mouth of madness, just to try to help ease his pain a little bit in that moment. No, he shot himself that weekend. He killed himself with his father's .45. September 28th, 2009, midnight. Yeah, so whatever games you fucking state workers and pieces of shit around here, or lives that you think you're living, you think it's a game? It's life, man. Life. Yeah, I'd pull your heads out of your asses and I'd drop your bullshit and I'd help these kids. My name is Mary and we're right here. Hi, my name's Mary. We're right here. And my 4 children that are here that have been abused and tortured in unspeakable ways that you don't want to acknowledge is really fucking disturbing to us. Keep pouring salt on the wounds and feel good about it, you sick fucks. In the meantime, between time, we're going to be waiting for the proper authorities to address these facts. And hopefully you pieces of shit pack it up and get the fuck out of here. That's what I'd do if I were you. You should be completely ashamed of yourselves. Disgusting and inhumane, and you're proud of it. And that's gross. And how they're getting children to the point where we're seeing them getting crowds of children to attack people with MAGA hats. People have been trying to bring attention to this for years, only it wasn't kids. You know, it's people behind the scenes killing each other, going after people and killing them. making it look like an accident or an overdose. And to the point where we'll start seeing it mocked so much that you see young kids out in the street peddling the drugs, spraying the spray paint cans, and beating people up, throwing rocks. Save the fucking babies with bloody pants, fucking vaginas and hot dogs on their heads, sovereign rights, freaking spying on police and trying to trip them up. Police brutality. You people need to wake the fuck up. 'Cause everyone wants a lawsuit. Everyone's just looking for a fucking, right? Because that's life, right? For life, you'll be set up, man. Right? On disability, you get your check every month, pain medication. That's the life, huh? All you gotta do is get beat by a cop, huh? Yeah, so that game went on for, if you look between 2000 and, I'd say 2009 and 2012, that 3-year period, you're going to see a lot of that. Right, and then what were they to defund the police and the bullshit they were trying to pull? Right, because they're trying to send them in after these dangerous criminals and cartel people just because they have loose ties and association. And they're like, hold on, they're actually tied to some pretty dangerous people. That's just, she's a fucking retard. She's not dangerous. These criminals, I know, man. We can't let people shoplift in our communities. Right, so when you have these goons going after shoplifters, when we're dealing with murderers and pedophiles, I mean, some of the worst crimes, cartel people, trafficking, right? Not to, you don't want to let people get away with shoplifting. I'm not saying that. You want to go after those people. We're talking about some very specific cases here where they're ignoring serious abuse and they're using an excuse as someone being associated to a cartel family and being a non-vaxxer, right? And they're using these associations as excuses to go in and target certain people. Right, and then they'll try to dig up anything they can on their records to justify it. Oh, look at this. They got an OUI. They got, yeah, shoplifting, blah, blah, blah. These criminals, they keep letting these repeat offenders back out. Right, so when you start looking into some of these case studies and specifics and how they try to use those situations and apply it to others as justification to impede upon their privacy and do some pretty sick shit. Yeah, we've been watching and listening to that very closely for years. Yeah, we've been doing these cases since we were kids. We were put on the programs when we were 18 for a reason. Yeah, and these people have been aiding and abetting some of the worst sick fucking pedophiles, criminals, sadistic pieces of shit bitches that we know of. And they've been helping them get away with a lot of scams, tasing and hating, teaching people lessons. Good job, okay? Carry on. We don't even care. I know, and then they're getting upset, so yay, we're winning. Look, they're getting upset. These games that they're playing in the communities have gone on for years in these different communities. When you look back, right, Black Lives Matter, remember around that, and they were pissing off those people. Didn't the head sheriff in that town too, he wrote the word nigger on a piece of paper and quit? So if that wasn't staged, I don't know what was. You know how much, he probably got a pretty good payout. You want to retire early? Hell yeah. Right? Because when you risk your lives to help people and then those same people are attacking you, trying to get police brutality, it's very easy for them to take those deals. Anyways, yeah, I sure hope so. Yeah. Right, we're talking about very specific cases. Yeah, exactly. So can you see how we're saying that? Yeah, it's not okay to shoplift at all. But it's also not okay for what they were doing with some of the secret security teams to go after these dangerous shoplifters. So back between 2006 and 10, you're going to see that spike and get nipped in the bud. Okay? It's flourishing, really. It's not about busting anybody or exposing anyone or saying, hey, it's just about getting those people to realize what's going on and to stop their bullshit in our communities. Yeah, there's a lot of people, ride-alongs and working for the FBI, CIA, Gestapo, Secret Service. You're a journalist, tracker, analysis. Get the fuck out of here. Grow the fuck up, shut your fucking stupid faces, open your mouths and speak the truth. We're so fucking disgusted with what people have been doing. So hopefully we can address those facts. I sure hope so. Yeah, the education, the awareness, the common sense really helps to prevent a lot of people from being taken advantage of, getting over-medicated and being in a confused state to where they're walking into a Circle K and just torching someone because the voices told them to. Right, when you listen to some of these interviews, so it's like, so no one ever explained to you about auditory hallucinations? Right, I've been in the room with plenty of these people that have committed acts. Sometimes they get upset with you because when you try to explain to them like the biological science of auditory hallucinations, sometimes they really believe that voice is something special, God, devil. They were brought up by fucked up people that didn't know any better either. Who knows? Right, and you see a lot of times they have a history, crack, alcohol, prescription drugs. Right, so that one was already working with state workers, right? Hearing voices, they had her medicated. Right, so sometimes they get upset with you, and I have dealt with this not just with people that have committed acts and on that side, but also with the counselors. Yeah, if you try to explain to them auditory and visual hallucinations and the importance of those basic understandings so people don't grow up thinking the devil or God is talking to them, and then they get over-medicated by state workers, and people look for that to fuck with those kind of people. Have you ever seen the movie Carrie and all the girls are laughing? She doesn't know what her period is. Right, so it's the same thing just with the voices. They don't know, it's just a normal symptom. Oh, they think that they're special or psychic or God's talking to them, the devil. Let's see if we can get them to act upon that. You got people on the scene to get it on camera, right? This is old. This got old in the 90s to us. That's why we're very surprised that a lot of people at that level, like Rogan and people with the History Channel and all them, are carrying on and not getting more real. That's kind of scary and sad to us. Yeah, you have like Joe Rogan, Alex Jones, David Wilcock. These people that are also very heavily connected to the traffickers when you think of the History Channel and the retired sports players and politics. Pain medication, trafficking lines, bioweapons, activist groups. Yeah, it doesn't take that long to make the connections and get fucking real and drop the bullshit. Or we can talk about who built the fucking pyramids. Are you fucking kidding me? Fucking fuck. God damn people, man. Anyways. Unbelievable, huh? I know, right? You would think so. It's very alarming to us when you see so many people playing fucking stupid. And they're getting a lot of investments. So many of them, they know they're just like trying to cover stuff up. The shutdown and stuff, I know, moving around country to country, you got to avoid that facial recognition and be able to move around freely, you know? I know, right? So to them, it's like, yeah, they're able to move around freely. And to the commoners and the idiots that hear voices and see stuff, they're taking our rights. I ain't wearing a mask. And like, it was how long of watching people have arguments with security guards at Target and airports? Are you fucking people kidding me? Hello? Fox News? I know, right, Jamie? The other day I put it on another channel in the living room. He put it right back on Fox News. Oh, no. Papa said Fox is the only one that tells the truth. I know. I don't want to break his heart and tell him none of them do. Yeah, I know, right? He's already scared of me that I might give him a tree nut. You fucking fucks. Sick fucking pricks. Pack your shit and get the fuck out of here, you fucking stupid, thick-headed monkeys. Get the fuck away from our kids. Anyways, page 224. We're reading from Columbia University's Book 14, The Great Victorians. Page 224. We have only to consider her technique, in which she is characteristically original. You want me to go back? We're reading, this is one of my favorites, Charlotte and Emily Bronte. Would you say it like that because of the dots over the E? Is it Bront or Bronte? Does that make it a solid? Like this? See, Bronte. Okay. This is getting hot, so we'll read the first few paragraphs here and I'll post the other pages, okay? Well, I don't want this to overheat. I'm just going to take it out of the direct sunlight at least. Alrighty, I can do that. Hold on. There we go. No, it's not in the direct sunlight. I know, it's hot. All right, Charlotte and Emily Bronte. The least that can be said of Charlotte Bronte is that she is a unique figure in literature. Now here, else, do we find a personality combining such extraordinary qualities of mind and heart, qualities strangely contrasted, but still more strangely harmonized. Do you think they were supposed to say nowhere else? See right there? It says no here. Now here. Now here. Oh, nowhere. We're just being silly. Now here else. Nowhere else do we find a personality combining such extraordinary qualities of mind and heart, qualities strangely contrasted, but still more strangely harmonized. At times they are baffling, but always fascinating. Nowhere else do we find so intimate an occasion, an association of the personality of the author with the work, so through an identification with it of the author's life, so thorough an identification with it of the author's life, even to the smaller details. So true is this in the case of Charlotte Bronte, that the four novels, Jane Eyre, Shirley, Villette, and The Professor, might with some justice be termed Charlotte Bronte, her life and her friends. Her works were in large part an expression of herself, at times the best expression of herself, of her actual self in experience, and of her spiritual self in travail and in aspiration. It is manifestly impossible, therefore, to consider the works of Charlotte Bronte with justice apart from herself. A correct understanding of her books can be obtained only from a study of her remarkable personality and of the sad circumstances of her life. Public interest in Charlotte Bronte was first aroused in 1847. In October of that year, there appeared in London a novel that created a sensation, the like of which had not been known since the publication of Waverley. Its stern and paradoxical disregard for the conventional, its masculine energy, and its intense realism startled the public and proclaimed to all in accents unmistakable that a new, strange, and splendid power had come into literature, but yet a woman. And with the success of Jane Eyre came a lively curiosity to know something of the personality of the author.
This was not gratified for some time. There were many conjectures, all of them far amiss. The majority of readers asserted confidently that the work must be that of a man. The touch was unmistakably masculine. Unmistakably masculine. In some quarters it met with hearty abuse. The Quarterly Review, in an article still notorious for its brutality, condemned the book as coarse, and stated that if Jane Eyre were really written by a woman, she must be an improper woman, who had fortified the society of her sex. This was said in December 1848 of one of the noblest and purest of womankind. It is not a matter of surprise that the identity of this audacious speculator was not revealed. The examination into the topic by Clement Shorter seems, however, to fix the authorship of the notice on Lady Eastlake. At that time, Miss Driggs. Yes, you're welcome. All right, this is starting to overheat. We're going to post these pages. Yeah, we're at about, let's see, 31 minutes and 20 seconds. 1, 2, 3. It's okay. Padiddle. Schlemeasel. Schlemazel. Yes, this is page 218 in Columbia University, The Great Victorians. Charlotte and Emily Bronte. I love this chapter. It's a great chapter. Yeah, the one after this, I believe, is Jane Eyre's Wedding, yeah. The End of Heathcliff. That's a good one. Hold on. Yeah, Jane Eyre's Wedding. And then The End of Heathcliff. We'll do those three for today, huh? Yeah? Charlotte Bronte, Jane Eyre's Wedding Day, and The End of Heathcliff. Heathcliff, Heathcliff, no one should terrify a neighborhood. Remember Heathcliff? Heathcliff, Heathcliff, no one should terrify a neighborhood. Now I want to listen to that song and watch some of the cartoons. You're welcome.